Hello, this is Windowshare's Mr. Create.
Mr. N.
And Mr. Connect.
Okay, Windowshare is a channel that we provide one-stop solution channel for business model, market analysis, and quarterly report summary for you and your investment decision. So what did we bring this week?
It's Pure Storage.
Oh, Cathie Wood.
Cathie Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we chose this the company because it was chosen by the ARC Investment in Innovation ETF.
Mhm.
It's a leader in data storage market.
Okay.
Mm-mm. So.
Is that the only reason we chose?
Well, this is the one of the main reasons, and we'll see more reasons in the after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this session, we're gonna discuss Pure Storage, but we will change the procedure to actually start with the business model.
No, this is the.
It's
It's
an
your
introductory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into market analysis first. If you're looking into global data market size, the global data volume is expected to grow up to 149 zettabytes.
Wow.
To understand the zettabytes, I don't know if you guys eat rice, but say the one particle of rice is 1 byte. If you cup it up, that's kilobytes.
Okay.
And to fill up the whole Pacific Ocean, that's a zettabyte.
Oh, wow.
But if we say in 2024, 149 zettabyte means that we have to fill in the Pacific Ocean with particles of rice for 149 times. That's how much data is needed.
Wow.
So to analyze and storage data, the data center and data storage is the key for success of the next revolution. So there's two methods of storing the data storage. One in which hard disk drive, which is cheap but slow, and the other is solid state drive, which is expensive but fast. Below table is elaboration, so take your time to read it, but the idea is as stated above. As for now, HDD had overruled SSD because of their cost advantage, but over time, as more companies need more power for data storage, they will turn into SSD, which by 2021 is going to be about 50 to 50. And one in which all flash is type of technology that SSD uses, which is the brand new and most efficient technology in the market right now. This is called all flash, and this market will grow up to 17.7 billion by 2023. And if you're looking into right hand side, there's an article that states that all flash storage vendor also said that the total market share is not only flash market, but whole market will be overruled by all flash due to their more efficiency and technology advances. So the same thing, if we were to look in at the whole global big data market, the market size will grow up to $103 billion, which is much larger than all flash market. So we are looking in a great market to play in. And also, I was curious of who does the all flash within the market. And if, as you can see, EMC, Dell, NetApp, and other companies are doing the business. This is, by the way, market share by the revenue. So right now, EMC and NetApp does dominate the market, but Pure Storage is keep pushing up their market share over time, which is quite interesting. But also what is more interesting is, as we discussed in the intro, the ARC Innovation ETF, the RK, is investing in Pure Storage company, which is at the 15th rank of the total ETF holding. So there must be some reason why Cathie Wood had chosen Pure Storage over any other vendors. That's why we bring the Pure Storage up to your desk, and we'll discuss further in the business model section.
Okay. Yeah. So in terms of the business model, let's just briefly let me introduce the company. It's an all-flash data storage hardware and software provider. It was founded in 2009 by these two great guys.
That's a funky hair.
Yeah. well, they were all some engineers in the data storage area, and the company was listed in NYSE, and the ticker is PSTG. So, we have already discussed the difference between the HDD and SDD. the SDD has no moving parts, so it has faster speed and response time, and also it has higher reliability than the HDD. Also, the competitiveness in SSD is that it's highly dense technology. So the using the SSD will be correlated to the reduction in space and power and cooling costs, which means the data center management costs will be lower than the centers with the HDD. So, well, let me talk about the products and services. Well, first, FlashArray and FlashBlade are the products, and these two are each used for database and application, and FlashBlade it's for unstructured big data applications. Well, the what we what we discovered that is that the Pure Storage uses the consumer grade SSD, which is relatively inexpensive, and practical. So the customers of this company will benefit from this. And also the company has the much better data deduplication technology, which means that the customer will not require so many data arrays for their data centers. And also the company also provides Purity, which is the operation system for the products. And Evergreen is this subscription service for technical and maintenance support. And for those companies who has not enough money for their capital expenditure, or another way of saying is, if they don't have the much money for the construction costs
of the data center.
Of the data centers, they could just pay for subscription service for storage, which is called Pure as a Service. So the company's competitors are legacy vendors, which means the vendors who provide hardware, software, just like this Pure Storage, and they are Dell, EMC, and Hitachi, and IBM, and so forth. But also there are other categories of competitors who are cloud providers, because it is known that these companies have installed their data centers internally. So they are also potential competitors. So Amazon, Microsoft, and Google are also their competitors in this sense.
Okay, so financial analysis of my part. If you look at the stock movement, I mean, it went from like 10 to 20, 10 to 20, and like it's moving up and down and up and down sideways. If you look at the balance sheet of the company, this company has 2.6 billion dollars worth of total asset, and most of them, like almost more than half of them, are in cash. And I highlighted at the cash and cash equivalents and market securities, with which they have like almost $2 billion. So they have enough cash for like M&A, acquisition, or perhaps expansion of their business. So this is something that they can utilize for the future expansion of the company's capability. If you look at also the deferred revenue, this is like their revenue, but it hasn't been executed yet. So yeah, it's an interesting part where they have like $0.4 billion worth of deferred revenue, which can basically turn into revenue in the future as long as they provide services. So if you look at the total liabilities, it has $1.9 billion out of 2.6, so it's highly indebted. But yeah, most of them are not really like it's not really a debt that they borrow money from the bank. I think the most part that you should be looking at is long-term debt at of the $748 million. If you look at the revenue parts, they have two revenue sources: product and subscription services revenue, as we explained earlier, and the gross profit as such. Net loss, obviously, this company is making net loss company. Something that's highlighted is that the third quarter cumulative revenues was $1.18 billion, with the gross profit at the 1.15. Oh, I think it's typo. Sorry. Gross profit margin is 68% anyway. Net income is at the minus $229 million. So if you calculated that, that's going to be a PSR of 3.79 times. I took a look. I compared the Pure NetApp and Dell. and the PSR is highest with the Pure Storage. I think it just means that perhaps this company is one of the most innovative companies out of those three companies in terms of its technology and its convenience and the efficiency of the use. Also, something to highlight is that 2020 October they have acquired Portworx company at the amount of $353 million, and most of them will be accounted as goodwill. So if you look at the current quarterly report, if you look at the goodwill, you can assume that it's mostly because of the M&A acquisition. And Portworx is something that seems to be similar in its nature of the company with um, um, Pure Storage. They contain data and whatnot. So that's that. They have a deferred revenue of $1 billion. Like I said, that this is debt as of now, but it's going to be turned into revenue as long as they provide services. Convertible note, I think they have issued in previously, and they can actually turn into 21 million shares in the future at the exercisable price at 26.27. So basically, by the maturity, if you look at the outstanding share, there are 268 million shares. So, with this convertible note, they can actually add 10% more. And also the stock option issue, 20 million shares could become the exercisable at third quarter of this year. So, you should be looking at maybe next year, or this year's third quarter, and see what happens. Revenue by country is 72% is coming from United States, 28% is coming from other countries. But if you look at the asset side, most of them are in the United States. So like basically they are right now expanding to overseas market with only presence in the United States. Um, Third quarter revenue growth is 8% YOY, and I think that their revenue it seems to be sort of slowing down or has slowed down because of the coronavirus. We have to look into to next year. R&D expense and marketing expenses are decreasing by not major amount. Um, I think that one thing to notice is that the product margin is 70%, subscription margin is 65%, so this is a very high margin business model. And they're saying that gross profit margin can differ based on the client space. So each client seems to be demanding something different every time. Hard to market the product because you can if you go to somebody and say, look, you should use our data center, then you have to explain a whole lot
Of
of the
knowledges.
knowledges and shit
Mm-hmm.
like that. And that's why this is the actually B2B business model. I mean, so they have to do a lot of marketings here. YOY revenue growth, 2%. It seems to be different every quarter, but it's at 8 to 2%. For this year, they have a guidance of revenue growth of 14 to 15%. So you have to see if they're actually, growing by 14 to 15%. Risk. I have listed some of the risk factor. I think one of the things that you should be looking at is I think revenue growth. Has it been because of coronavirus that has slowed down, or is it because of this company's nature? Maybe you should be looking into those things. They are saying that I think one other thing is that the growth in overseas market is one of the important factors. For this company to really grow meaningfully, I think they should also grow in the overseas market. Because if you look at Dell and NetApp, they have a lot of revenues coming from overseas market, but this company doesn't. So that's it for financial analysis part. To conclude our presentation, we're gonna go sort of summarize our opinion.
Okay, data center always has been my keen interest within my funding investing universe because we all know that data is quite very important. If you look at Tesla, Google, whatever company you're investing in, data is the key, and how to manage it in terms of storage and security is key for success of the future company. So I believe investing in such data center is very good position to make, especially in the early stage. Um, so it was very fun to learn about data center industry and to get to know the Pure Storage.
Yeah, and the Pure Storage has been winning, has becoming a leader in the market, even though still the Dell and NetApp are the dominant market leaders. Well, but using the consumer grade SSD, they are gaining advantages in this market, and I think the company's future looks very promising to me. Yeah.
As for my part, I think that they are in competitive market, is for sure. But one thing that I am hoping is that if you guys think about making an investment to this company, perhaps Amazon or those cloud providers might acquire the company because they might need their parts like their of the data center. So that's one issue. Another is that I don't know if they're technically better than other companies in terms of their like capabilities, but the fact that they have higher PSR ratio and the fact that Cathie Wood is making investment only to pure storage instead of NetApp or Dell is that they have something that seems to be better in terms of their technology. So that this is one thing that I've noted, and I think this is quite promising company into the future. So thank you for watching our video, and please subscribe and like our channel. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.